Hey guys, welcome to the Mug Life DIY. This is Julia, or I'm Julia. Yeah, it's been a while guys. So a lot has been happening here at our home, which I finally got to welcome my husband back from deployment, which was awesome. So I've been a little bit MIA. Sorry about the hair guys. This is like day, I don't even know, 4, 3, who knows? It's a little bit crazy, but today I'm so excited. Today is a really fun boho thrift upcycle your home decor. Yeah, collab with the wonderful my friend Mindy over at SimplyMindy. Actually, I feel like she changed her name. Now I'm gonna have to like add in. Anyways, I'm going to add in her awesome blog and check out all of her videos. She makes some amazing DIYs. She's got a little bit of carpentry skills, some home decor, Dollar Tree, thrifted, upcycle, you name it, everything. So she is one talented and wonderful lady. So definitely make sure you check out her channel, check out her video that she created for this collab, and I don't know what else to say about my thing, but I hope you guys enjoy, and that's it.
All right, we're gonna jump right into project 1, which is upcycling this little bench that actually was my mother's when she was younger, and it is worn and beat up and has so many dings. The seat wasn't even screwed on. Those screws had fallen out ages ago. Anyways, I was going to restain this piece, but it just didn't quite match my home decor. This is actually a piece that I use with my makeup vanity, and so it's going back upstairs in our bedroom. So I wanted to, of course, use my favorite chalk spray paint, and you'll see the color that I choose. I just went over it with my little sanding foam. I'm gonna have to look up what this thing is called. It is amazing. I love it. It's like a little foam handle, and you just Velcro the sandpaper on it, and it's great. Like, you don't have to have anything fancy for quick, easy projects. And like I told you guys last time, you don't have to be an expert to flip your furniture. Here is the Rust-Oleum chalked paint that I went with. It's called Serenity Blue. It wasn't quite as blue as I wanted, maybe because, of course, I didn't do any primer. So maybe for the next project, I might try and see if I can make this blue pop a little bit more with some primer. But it still has that beautiful chalked like finish, and it is amazing. I did have to do 2 coats on this, and it covered beautifully. And here is the little upholstered pad. This is actually, I have redone this so many times. So it actually has a couple of layers of the fabric on top and a small little tip, which I don't really feel like it's so much of a tip, but a money saver. I love buying fabric at the thrift store. This is an old curtain. It's actually a Target brand curtain, and I paid a couple bucks for it at the thrift store years ago. I loved the pattern. I thought it was so beautiful. It was so simple, but really fun. So I picked it up because I love reupholstering, and I love using fabrics or even making pillows. You can toss this fabric in the washer once you get it home, and then bam, you've got some brand new fabric that is 1, recycled, 2, really cheap, and 3, pretty fabulous that you only paid a couple dollars for it. And a little side note, this is a super inexpensive stapler that I have had for a really long time. I believe it's from Lowe's, and I just refill the staples. They do have several different types and depths of the staples. I just buy the basic one, which is for fabric or light upholstery pieces, which is what they call it. And I just do 1 straight layer of the staples. After I have folded my corners, I kind of staple along the edges, and I like to also trim my fabric so it's not too bulky when I am stapling. And I hope watching this super easy upholstery bench that you guys will be encouraged to maybe step out of your comfort zone and definitely give trying to reupholster a simple project like this a shot. I mean, how simple is it that some chalked spray paint and a simple curtain fabric panel can refresh a project? I can't wait to put this up in my bedroom as soon as I refinish my vanity. I love it. It's going to just bring some new life to this old piece, and I can't wait to show you guys the next project. Alrighty, so the second project is a trash to treasure, and it was definitely headed to the trash. It was broken and in pieces, and I've had it for several years. It was actually in my son's nursery, so it's about 5 years old, and I just absolutely loved it. I love how big it was. I love the colors, pretty much everything about it, but it's been well loved. My children love hiding in it, rolling around in it, pretty much doing all sorts of ridiculous things in it. So I thought I could save it, add some fresh new touches to match my new home decor, and here you go. I just fixed the bottom with some rope, twine, jute string, whatever this stuff is called. Cannot remember. I had a huge roll, and I just basically measured around it 3 times, and then I just started weaving around it, just like, you know, if I was creating the basket, which I don't think I could actually create this basket, but I think I did a pretty good job at fixing the bottom half. And I did not have a sewing needle, or if you have ever seen those curved U-hook needles, that would have worked amazing. But I couldn't find any of my tools or anything like that which would work. So I had to kind of slowly shove the twine in between the pieces. That's why I fast forwarded this part for you, so you can at least see what I'm doing, but you don't have to go through the long time it took me to go all the way around my basket. And I began sweating profusely, so had to come inside. Yes, we lived in Texas, but I am not a Texas girl, and it has been crazy ridiculous hot even since we moved back here to Virginia. So I decided to come back inside in the wonderful AC and finish this top half. I just took one of my Dollar Tree ropes and just kind of weaved in and out. I'm not quite sure why, if it was just from my kids wearing it down, but pretty much there was a gap at the very top of my basket. So I decided, hey, this will give it a little bit of a different texture, color, you name it. I thought it would work great. And since I'm currently painting our entire house, I have a lot of leftover paints. So since this is going into our den, living room, whatever you want to call it, I repainted my fireplace in this charcoal black color, and I just absolutely loved it. So I wanted to kind of give an accent of that black color into the basket, since our blanket basket is going to basically be right next to our fireplace. I think I just said basically way too many times. Anyways, this is from Lowe's. It's Valspar. I'm not sure what the color was. I chose one of the deepest ones I could find, and it is a gloss finish, so it's got a really pretty shine, and I just absolutely loved it. So the bottom, I would say half of the basket I painted in this Valspar color. And you know what? I honestly could have stopped here, but I sometimes don't know when to stop. And I'm like, hey, why don't I add a fun pattern? That was difficult. Yes, it was. So I decided to do another strip of the painter's tape around it a little bit, and it's totally not even. It's totally wonky. And I also painted the little top part because it was super worn down. So I added some white paint This is just apple barrel paint. It's nothing fancy, nothing crazy like that. But I just kind of roughly went all the way around to cover up how worn down that this basket really was. And I just did that all the way around to the top. And like I was thinking about saying, I do add a white layered strip of paint underneath. And I feel like I'm the only one, but I know I can't be when you just don't know when to stop with a project. I've heard so many other crafters on YouTube say the same thing. They have the same sentiment of, oh, it's going great. And you're like, oh, but let me just keep going. Let me know if what you guys think I should have stopped right here with just the black and white, or if you like the final added touch. I added a pom-pom and I add this little random white strip. All right, guys, this is my very first attempt, and I'm going to say attempt because I feel like it was a fail so horrible. I have never made pom-poms. I love them. I adore them. I normally buy them and chop them up and use them in projects. I don't ever make them. And I was totally inspired by my friend Nicole over at the Week's Nest. And I will have her channel because she describes making them so much better than me. So I will have that video linked above and in my description. Yeah, guys, this was difficult for me. I don't know. She gave me a few tips and pointers, and she even has this little tool, a pom-pom making tool, which I have now ordered from Amazon to help me make pom-poms. It was bad. So I ended up having to individually fluff and cut all of my yarn thread to fill it out. So I don't know if I just made it too long or if I didn't make it with the right yarn. I'm not sure, but I really loved this yarn. I actually picked it up for 98 cents at a thrift store, but it just, I don't know, it was really difficult, guys. I like the end result, but the whole process was not great. And here's how the final basket turned out. I originally wanted several pom-poms, but after 2 hours later making the first one, I quickly gave up that idea. And to give it some wonderful definition and kind of fluff it up, what I do to my natural curly hair, you take that curl and you separate it to give it some volume. Let me know which one was your favorite project, the basket, or the bench. And I would love it if you would subscribe, comment below, and make sure you check out Simply Mindy and her awesome DIY video now.